wondering what this show is all about and you're driving and you're like, Hollywood Connections, that's exactly what it sounds like. Go to HollywoodConnections.biz and check us out. I am Dawn Reese. I have reporters worldwide. We bring you producers, agents, casting directors. We bring you new artists. And Yvonne Madison, my beautiful co-host, my Miss Florida Diva to my right. How are you? I'm definitely great. And in the meantime, let's go to this beautiful lady and welcome Brenda.
Hi, Brenda.
Well, hi. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Now, you are an amazing singer. You're a Christian singer.
Oh, thank you.
And you've been out. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Brenda, and I'm married to a wonderful man over here, 26 years, and nobody can see because he's hiding in the corner. And I've written this album. I'm a classically trained flutist, actually, by trade.
I saw that.
I've played Carnegie Hall. And
Oh, my hometown, New York.
yeah. And, man, I've done everything from theater to that. And then when I moved down here 6 years ago, the arts weren't that prominent, so I picked up my guitar and I started writing music.
Okay.
And this album came out, and I really credit God for this album because, oh my gosh, you know, the very first song that I wrote, which is called There's a Light, took 15 minutes to write it.
Really?
I woke up out of my bed and ran through the house and got my pencil and paper and had it in my head. Because I'm a survivor of domestic violence. And that particular song is the very first song, and that's what it's about. But even though that's a terrible subject to talk about, everything I write is the victory end of it.
Yes.
It's really uplifting. This whole album is uplifting.
Now, you know, I know women, and there was one time, I'm going to go back when I was younger, that there was that kind of situation. I'm happily married to my wonderful husband.
Yes.
But I want to say there's women that don't know, and they can get caught in a corner like a checker game. And they're like, how do I get out of this situation? I mean, how am I going to, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. What advice from the heart can you give them?
Well, first of all, there are resources. I was on another station once, and I had all of those resources in my hand, ready for them. But there are places like called The Haven around here that you can go to. But my advice for them is drop what you're doing, get your car keys, and leave. Get the kids. They take kids. They take. They even take men. Men don't. You know. People don't know that men
Yes,
yes,
sometimes they go
because they're a little bit too embarrassed, you know, to ever say
they're
it.
supposed to be so macho.
Right. So
That's right.
get your keys and leave. Take the kids, take the pet, whatever it is, and go.
Especially during the stressful time, you know, some people just flip out, and they don't, and they take it out on you. So, you know, and I've seen this with some people that I've known in the past, and they're like, well, I'm going to be in this, and I'm like, it's an escalade. This person's going to do something else, then something else, and
It gets worse.
Yeah, it gets worse,
Yeah.
and I've seen it with some of my friends. You know,
The most famous words are, you know, oh, well, I'm so sorry because I was so stressed at work. And no, don't buy it. Don't buy it. It's never going to get better, and it's only going to get worse. And just leave them in the slush that they made for themselves.
because God's got something better for you.
That's
you know,
right.
You are His queen, and in the meantime, you wrote a song about this, right?
Yes.
And Peter, we're going to go. What song is that called?
This particular one is going to be called I'm Going In.
Okay.
And this was the night God came to me and broke my chains from the domestic violence. And I physically saw His face from across the room, and I knew that He was the one. So that's what this song is about.
How beautiful.
Oh, wonderful.
All right, Peter, let's play the whole song. We'll be right back. Wow, and you wrote that?
I wrote
And you
that.
play guitar?
I play guitar.
Wow, amazing.
You wrote the words and the music?
I wrote the words, music, the melody lines, the chord charts, and everything. Yeah.
You know what I liked about it? It sounded a little country. It has a country, but it makes you really want to move. It like goes through your soul.
It does. I was tapping. I was tapping. Yeah.
It has a very good message.
Yeah.
So it's 4 and 5 and 1.
Thank you.
you're right.
Thank you so much. I had some great talent up north in the studio that I recorded with. They're touring artists.
Okay.
They played on that album with me,
Wow.
and a lot of that stuff that you heard too. I want to give them credit for it. Was out of their imagination as well. They took my chord charts, and I went in and I sang the song for them in the studio, and then they took their pencils and they did their thing, like studio musicians do, and touring artists and professionals, and came out with a
And
song
your
like
voice
this.
is beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Now, do you have an agent or manager who's representing you in music industry?
At this point, I am. And I
Okay.
would love to have a manager, an agent, or a promoter.
Okay.
We're not from the area. We came here from the Cincinnati, greater Cincinnati, northern Kentucky area about 6 years ago. So I'm out of my element,
Okay.
and
Well, that's what this show is about, you know,
Yes.
and we don't promise anything, but I will tell you, we had Randy on from Tennessee, and we had actually one of the relatives from, we can't tell the star, but she has a clothing line in Dillard, so you kind of know who I'm talking about.
yes,
But they were on 2 weeks ago. And so these are promoters and singers, and we have agents for TV and film
oh, awesome.
as well. Now, with you playing guitar, you know, I just helped cast for Keith Urban at HSN. I have a producer friend over there.
Mhm.
And of course, they'll do another one and another one with Randy Jackson. They just had another Randy Jackson.
Yes,
So
I saw him.
yeah, so we're going to take her and get you videotaped and send your tape over as well for
Oh.
anything that comes over. So
Well, thank
You'll be
you. I
top of the
appreciate
list.
that. I appreciate that. Yeah, anything that I would.
awesome.
Totally
So how
grateful
long have
for
you been doing this, writing this type of music?
What is really cool about it is it just started 2 years ago.
Okay.
Until then, I was really in depth into the classical scene.
Okay.
And then when we moved down here 6 years ago, a couple years ago, I just, like I said, I picked up my guitar because I tried and tried to do
Mhm.
something with the, you know, the flute and all things that I'm
But you
trained
also
to
said
do.
you played at Carnegie Hall.
I
Yes,
did, yes.
Classical, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so came down here and I started doing that. Like I said, I woke up that morning, I had this song in my head, and I wrote the chord charts and everything in 15 minutes. And this whole album, I want to tell you what is so cool about it, because this album took 3 weeks to write, the entire album.
Oh my
And
God.
I went up north with my guys and at the studio. Took 2 weeks to record. This is a 5-week project.
Wow.
And it takes people years
Yeah.
to complete one.
Well, when God's hand's in it, it's
Yes.
His timing, and if His timing is right, and when He says
This
it's
was
time,
the
it's
timing.
time.
And you know that I've never sung before in my life
What?
until I did this.
Now,
Unbelievable.
how long have you been playing guitar?
Off and on for several years. I never really did catch on to it, and I
Because
put
you
it
said
away.
he was a flautist, right?
Yeah, I never really had any need to. I would play, my flute was my voice,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I communicated. And when I came down here and like I started writing this album, I started singing. I tried to sing before, and I couldn't carry a pitch in a bucket, as they say,
Wow.
you know? And like you said, it's timing.
Yes.
This was my time.
Mhm.
God knew that, okay, there's not going to be much in this area. I want to give you something else.
Wow.
I never would have dreamed in a million years. And then I'm getting #1 on the charts and some of the indie charts.
Wow.
I mean, his fingerprints are all over it. I take no credit for this.
Well, He said He'd make you the head, not the tail, and watch out. People, you know, and also people are going to say, why are things happening to that person? My mother would tell me this. Why are things happening? Because you have Him in your life, and God's going to be opening doors, and people are going to know that. And there's some that will say, you know what, I'm doing this, and it's not going anywhere. But, you know, if you turn to Him and you really give Him everything, watch what He Let's go
has
to your
for you.
next song. You
Yes.
know?
Okay.
And your next song is, tell us about your next song.
If, isn't
Yeah, what if?
What
yeah.
if?
My husband and I were reading books about the afterlife and people who had died and come back to life.
it? Mm-hmm.
And on many, many occasions, they had the same story.
Yes.
And it was, the people would say, the colors were so incredible. It's nothing like you would ever see before. And they were so thick, you could taste the colors.
And what about that light? They
Yeah,
always
yeah.
say about light.
Yeah. And then they were talking about the music. And they said the music engulfs you all the way into your soul. It's like you can taste the music.
Yes.
And this wasn't just one person.
No.
This was many that came back and had the same, you know, recollection of what they saw. So that was me. I wrote this song kind of in honor of my dad, and because he passed away in 2000, and he was my best friend.
I know.
I love him so much. He's with me every single day of my life. And I thought, what if?
You know, my mother always said, you know, I get to heaven because she passed away. And she says, when you start to see things happen, I'm in God's office.
Oh.
Making things happen. Put your tennis shoes on. Well, let's go to that song, Peter, What If, and enjoy this amazing lady. Brenda, your last name?
Howard.
Brenda Howard.
I heard you.
Thank you.
What if you could see heaven? What if you could see grace? What if you could see mercy?